Hey Felice,
Hey, Fresh.
I'm Chuck Fresh and I have makeup on today. It's an interesting
What were you up to today?
It's a long story. We're here to talk about the xTool M1.
That's
I'm
right.
very excited about it. Now, thank you to our friends at xTool for introducing this machine to us.
A big thank you. We are absolutely in love with this tool.
So they sent it to us. They saw our Cricut videos, our silhouette videos, and our other cutting machine videos, and they're like, "We want you to try this. This is a new twist."
Right.
Now, it not only does vinyl cutting,
It does vinyl cutting.
it's got a blade in there.
It does.
A rotary blade that turns and twists, and we're able to make shirts like this.
That's right. We made these on there.
It's unbelievable what this thing. But that's not where it stops. So you can cut paper, you can cut cardstock, you can cut leather.
That's right.
Thin sheets of acrylic.
That's right.
So all that stuff that the Cricut type machines can do. But what else does the M1 by xTool do?
It can engrave. It can cut wood.
It's amazing.
I mean, it is.
This is some of the stuff you just made yesterday. Now, we've
just
had
made
it for,
this.
what, a month now?
We've had it for shy of a month.
And we've got to know it. We've experimented with it. We made a lot of mistakes, as a lot of people do on these things.
Right.
And we learned what we can. We actually bought some accessories for it.
We did. We
We
bought
bought
the honeycomb riser as well as the air assist.
Air assist too, and it makes a big difference on the air assist because the air assist blows the dirty dust that it blows away, and it's a lot cleaner of
It
a
is a
wood cut.
lot cleaner.
So you mentioned
of a wood cut.
wood.
Right.
All right,
wood.
so you can cut wood, engrave wood, and
Score wood.
score wood.
Correct.
And this is dimensional stuff. You can make puzzles, you can make boxes, you can do a million things that a Cricut just can't do.
That's right.
I think the Cricut Maker 3 can cut that kind of wood, can it?
It can cut very thin, soft wood.
But does it take a lot longer to do that?
It does take a lot longer to do it.
And it probably blows out the blade too, isn't it?
Well, you got to use a knife blade for it, and I have blown a couple knife blades out.
So I'm thinking that laser cutting is really the way to go because there's no blade. It's a laser beam. It's light and heat that goes through and cuts it. How would the cuts look?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
We're actually going to make a puzzle.
I know you're very excited about that.
I've never been able to do that. We're going to do it with the Cricut, but it would take like 6 years and 3 months to do it. But I think we could do this in a couple of hours. But that's a nice looking cut there.
It is, and we actually cut it the same exact design, a little
Whoa,
bit
whoa.
smaller,
What is that?
on acrylic.
You can cut acrylic?
Yes, this is 2mm acrylic. Yes.
Theoretically, this machine has been proven can cut up to 8 millimeters in thickness,
Wow.
which is like a 1/4 inch, I think.
That's huge.
That's pretty big.
That's
and that's just the M1. They have other machines that we're going to look at on this channel. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe. And we're going to cut like 3/4 inch wood with the next one. Stay tuned for that. But that's amazing. That's a game changer.
It is a game changer.
That this can cut acrylic.
Right.
Because now you could do things like this where formerly you had to buy stencils from somewhere like Amazon or somewhere.
Right.
If you wanted to make acrylic stencils or acrylic keychains like this.
Right.
Did you engrave this too?
We engraved it, yes.
Wow. This is actually Glowforge acrylic, isn't it?
It is. It is.
We couldn't find.
Right. We wanted something fast. We
Yeah.
could get right here locally in one of our box stores, and this is what we got.
Yeah, you can say you bought this at Michael's.
We did buy it.
Glowforge. The Glowforge accessories will work in the xTool machine, which is really cool. So you cut this out.
That's right.
And then you'd put a hole in here for a keychain. You made a really cool keychain. Just imagine, I mean, these are really simple things. And then we made that coffee, which we'll probably show you in the B-roll here. The coffee template.
The coffee template.
That is amazing. You can cut acrylic.
That's right.
I mean, acrylic, wood. What else can you do?
And we engraved a slate coaster.
Wow.
With our
That's
logo,
pretty neat. That is really cool. This is actually, it's stone.
Stone.
You can
That's right.
engrave stone. I mean, you can't do that. You can put vinyl on it, but vinyl might look kind of hokey in this.
You're not going to be able to do that on a Cricut machine.
And if you put vinyl on it, and this is a coaster, it's meant to absorb. The vinyl's not going to absorb, so everything around is going to be weird. So this kind of application, so certain other applications, you definitely want to engrave rather than put something on top of it.
Right.
Yeah. And what's this?
This is our tumbler.
Is that metal?
It is stainless steel.
Wait a minute. Oh my God! And you engraved
And
on
we
here,
engraved
so that's
right on.
that's how you can feel it.
You
So it
can,
took the paint off and engraved in the metal a little bit.
That's right. This is a powder coated tumbler, stainless steel tumbler.
With the same laser you used with that?
Yes. Wow. Amazing, right?
But this won't cut metal.
No, this one won't come
You have to have a fiber laser to do that.
Right.
There's different types. There's CO2, there's diode, and there's fiber. This is a
This
diode.
is a diode
A
machine.
10-watt diode.
Right.
There's stronger ones, but
It
they
is.
still won't cut metal
Right.
as you. And this is really neat. This is aluminum.
Yep. A business card.
She made an aluminum business card, engraved this thing. Look how cool that looks. Now our machine came with a sampler kit.
It did.
A whole bunch of different, here's a bunch of stuff here. Try this stuff out. Cut some acrylic, cut some wood, engrave some metal. Show us what you can do with this thing. And it has been mind-blowing.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
The capabilities of this machine. We're just getting started.
We've just scratched the surface.
Now, I did have let's be honest, someone sent me a laser cutter about a year ago. A small company.
Yep.
And it was really neat. I made some really cool stuff with it. But the software was very difficult. It's this rogue software, this tiny little software company. I don't even remember what it was called. And it left a lot to be desired. It was very difficult to get it to do anything because I didn't really understand the process and there wasn't a lot of documentation.
But xTool's creative software it's easy.
It is.
It is easy.
It's very impressive what they've done with the software, and that's a big part of the equation.
Right.
Is it free? The software free for the xTool?
The software is free for the xTool.
Are there a bunch of designs you can just take out of the box in the software?
There are free projects. There's a big community of people who are loading their projects, and some people are actually giving you detailed steps on how to follow. Amazing. I mean,
So the community's pretty vibrant. And this thing's been around for a year or so.
Right. The person who did this actually gave step-by-step instructions, explanations on how to do this. And I thought that was really cool.
I'm assuming it was a she made this with the M1, with the
D1.
D1.
Right, and I turned around and pulled that same file down and made the exact same thing on the M1.
So the community includes people from all those machines, the F1, the
S1, the P2.
P2.
Yeah.
And you can transfer some of those designs.
Yes.
If it can cut the material, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So the community's already there. It's established. People have been using this for a couple of years now, I guess.
That's right.
And the fact that you can import your own designs
easily.
And do something. Yeah.
Easily.
Does it have image editing? I mean, were you able to knock out the pieces you needed to knock out in the
I
software?
I was able. This had a white background to it, so I was able to remove the white background, the white out of the middle of the A. Easy.
So
Easy.
it's like JPEGs, PNGs, those
Yes,
type of files?
SVGs, yes.
SVGs. Does it have its own file type that it saves at?
It saves it out as I believe it's an XCS file type.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you can probably move those in from other cutting machines too and other software.
I believe. Can't hold me to it, but
Yeah,
I believe you can save these files out as SVGs.
That's pretty cool. This is neat stuff. I mean, it's definitely a game changer. It's going to be a very big part of our 2024 plans for craft shows, for art shows, also your Etsy store.
That's right.
You've already got stuff out there. You
I'm
made this
ready.
beautiful hook for our Icon of the Seas sailing.
Icon of the Seas, yes.
And people are like, where'd you get that? I got to get one of those. You've already taken a bunch of orders for those.
That's right. That's right.
So that's pretty neat. So the xTool M1. I mean, if you're just starting out with laser cutting, and maybe you're just starting out with vinyl cutting, this thing does both.
Does both.
The blade sits in there, the cutting blade, the rotary cutting blade. Now, these cutting machines, like the Cricut Joy, some of them don't have the rotary blade. It just drags, but this turns. So you're going to be able to get some really, really sophisticated and accurate cuts with this blade.
Right. That's right.
And then when you don't want to use the blade in the software, you click what? Laser?
Yeah.
Then it drops down and it changes to the laser. The blade stays in there. You don't have to change anything. Once it's in there, it's in there.
That's right.
And that's amazing.
And it's just magnetized in there too.
Right. The blade.
It's very easy to pop in and pop out.
And people are saying you have to clean this lens. And we've done 30, 40 projects.
Easy.
And with the air assist, it kind of blows the dust away from the laser.
That's the bigger selling point, is that the air assist is really helping to keep that lens clean.
Keeps it clean. So we have not cleaned it. We actually, when we put the riser on, is that what we did? When we put the riser on, we had to take the whole thing apart and add something in there. So we actually saw the lens. It's not really difficult to take out. There's a lot of videos. I think we have a video. If we don't, we will have a video on how to change that lens or clean that lens. They give you a couple extras in there too, I think.
Yeah.
So that's really neat. So it's not really difficult. There's tons of video, lots of documentation, and this xTool M1 is a game changer.
It's a game changer for sure.
Yeah.
We love it.
Yeah, so get your hands on one of these. You want to do vinyl cutting, cardstock, acrylic, wood, engraved metal, engraved stone. It blew my mind that it could do. Look how clean that is. I mean, that's amazing. It could do that.
That was just first cut basic settings. I mean, we didn't do anything fancy to get this either.
This is actually the first day you had it out.
It was the first day we had it.
And we got the RA2, the Tumbler kit, the rotator kit.
That's right.
This was a little trickier to learn, wasn't it?
This was a little trickier to learn.
Yeah, the documentation is a little sparing, but we're making videos on that, and there's a bunch of videos of other people who do that. And this thing actually turns inside the machine. I think actually, if you don't buy the riser, you can use those little wood chucks that came in there, right?
That's right.
So you can use the rotating accessory without
without the honeycomb.
Without the honeycomb thing.
That's right.
Do you love it?
I love it.
If you could sum up the xTool M1 in one word, what would you say?
Love.
I would say fabulous. I'm Fresh for Felicia. we will see you soon. Make sure you subscribe, like, and we have a whole bunch of videos, new videos coming up on xTool's M1, and then our upgraded machine that I can't tell you about coming real soon. So thanks for watching and enjoy the videos. What do you always say at the end of the video?
Bye, Felicia.
I knew she's going to say that.
Our first project is going to be one we're using wood, and we're going to do cut, score, and engrave on this one project. The software is fairly easy to use, and in the software they have a library of projects that users have submitted that you can use for your own. It's up here in the right hand corner called xTool Projects, and when I click on that, it opens up a window and shows me a listing of all the different projects that other users have submitted that sometimes have files associated with them that you can download, modify, or create just as they are. And it also has a search feature. I already know I want to make a plant stand for a teacher. So I'm just going to search for plant. And here is one that I think I'm going to use. And what's really cool about this particular one is that it provides all the steps and instructions that this user went through to create this file. So it's kind of an educational experience as well. So you can walk through and see exactly how this person did it. Once you're happy with that, or you understand and you want to use it, click on Open in XCS and allow it, and it will open up and show you that project that you can now use. For this project, I'm going to be using my xTool M1 machine, and I've got the riser, honeycomb riser attached to it. So I'm going to remove these magnets that you use to hold your wood in place, and I'm going to place a piece of basswood plywood in my machine and then use those magnets to secure it in place before I get started on my project. The first thing I noticed is in the upper right hand corner that this project was developed for a D1 Pro machine. I actually have an xTool M1 machine, and I want to connect to that machine to be able to do this project. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Connect Device and select my xTool M1 machine, and it says switching the machine will reset the parameters. Are you sure you want to do that? In my case, yes. I don't have a D1, I do have an M1, so I do want to go ahead and do that. And when it does that, it's resetting the parameters, meaning that it is changing the way the words are either cut, scored, or engraved. So I have to reset those back to the way I want them. And that's all fine. We'll get there in a second. You can see that I already have a piece of wood loaded into the M1 machine. I'm using a riser, so I've got the magnets in all the corners to hold that piece of wood down. It is just a regular piece of basswood plywood. And we're going to go ahead and start by clicking on the puzzle stake itself. And I want that piece of it to be scored. So I'm going to make sure that that says scored on the right, but I'm also then going to go up under outline at the top, and I'm going to give it a little bit of an outline. And that outline, when I click OK, is the piece that I want cut. The larger piece is going to be a cut piece, and then the inner piece is going to be a scored piece, and you can see that's here. And I'm going to leave the default settings here based on the manufacturer recommendation. But before I go any further, the first thing, because I am using a riser, I want to go over here with nothing selected on the right, and click on the list here and select Open Plane. And my material I'm going to select as the basswood plywood, and I'll click on the auto adjust for the distance so it measures it automatically. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Process. Shows me a visual of it. I'm going to go ahead and click on Start. I'll click on the blue button that's flashing on the front of my M1 machine, and off we go.